Hey, everybody. Welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. Today, I'm back in the garden, and we're going to talk about should you remain friends with an ex? Should you remain friends with an ex? All right. Before we get started, I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all the new viewers, the new subscribers, and welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I really appreciate you. All right, let's look into this subject. Now, after a breakup, number one, you're going to be hurt and devastated about uh, that you parted in the first place. And I guess it's according to what the breakup was about. Did he go off and find somebody else? Or did he have to leave town or leave your country and you broke up that way? The breakup itself has a lot to do with it. And also, what was the temperament at the breakup? Did you break up fighting? Or did you break up mutual friends? Both of you said, yeah, this is the best thing, and you parted that way. If you parted that way, I don't see why you can't remain friends with your ex, if you parted as friends. But this is can be kind of tricky. Both partners need to part as friends. Now, it's hard to tell whether your partner is being upfront when they say, yeah, we can be friends, because either partner may have motives thinking that the two of you can get back together again at some point in time. So you want to remain friends. Now, I know guys that'll say, they'll want to break up with you. They'll tell you some baloney about it's not the right time or whatever. And then they'll say, well, I tell you what, let's just be friends. Now, if you are older woman, I say if you are 30 and up, if a guy tells you that, what he means is that let's just be friends with benefits. Because even if he's ready to get married, guys really don't keep women around unless they feel at some point in time they're going to hit it. Okay, you might as well be real about it. Guys don't go out just looking for lady friends that they don't intend to have sex with at some point in time. All right. So I know the guys that I have been involved with, and when I first heard the term, and a guy would say, well, let's just be friends. Well, in the beginning, if I was upset about the breakup, then I would say no, because if he wasn't good at breaking up with a person, I wouldn't want to see him again as a friend, period. If a guy leaves you in shambles and he says, let's just be friends, tell him no, thanks. No, it's over. Now, if he hurts you in any kind of way, some devastating trauma hurt, you're not going to take him back, no matter what he says. And you're not going to be friends with him either. It's done. It's over. Now, the tricky thing about it is when you decide in your mind that a relationship is over, make sure that you have tried all the avenues within your power to make your relationship work. But if it can't just be one-sided, you're doing all the work and he's not doing anything, well, right then you already understand that you can't be together. All right, there's no sense in you doing all the work and say, well, it's working as long as I'm doing everything. Well, no, that's not it. He's got to do his part. So that's, you put everything in it and it still failed, well, then it should be over. and you don't want to be friends, period. Number one, you've gone through too much together. You've probably said too much to each other, done too much to each other. You understand? And it's old news. Now, for him to say, well, can we be just friends? Because he's so familiar with you and your body, he just feels like, whenever he has a dry spell, he's going to come over and get it from you. That's why he wants to be friends. And if you're a good cook, he wants to be able to just pop in like a friend, eat whatever you got to offer, and then take off. That's why a man would say, let's just be friends, because he wants to use you. Ladies, men got all kind of manipulation tactics, how to get you to do whatever they desire, whatever they want. Because in their minds, anyway, they think you're put here on earth to serve them. I've heard men say that. Well, this is some doctrine that they have interpreted from the Bible. But I don't think that is the correct interpretation of whichever scripture they're reading. I really don't. I think that the women, you have the power to do and be whatever you want to be. You don't have to take second best from any man if it doesn't work out. And like I said, if you put your all in it and it still's not working, let it go. Let it go and do not second guess yourself. So when he says, well, can we still be friends? Tell him, no. Now, I do know some couples who say that, some married couples that say, we broke up, but we still friends. Well, I've looked into some of those coincidences, and the thing about it is, all right, look at this. I know this young married couple that divorced, but then she wanted to keep it. All right, we'll just be friends. And to her, what it meant was to calling him up whenever she needed something done at her place. That's what being friends meant to her. Now, see, when I came in on this story, when he was just trying to get out of the situation, period, even to the point of thinking of moving away, just to get out of that. But when men say it, it's the same thing. They still want to enjoy the benefit of being with you, but they don't want any responsibility for you. And friends with benefits, that's exactly what they mean. So, the point is, when men say that, I know when I was young and I first heard it, I was confused. I didn't know what it meant. And I never asked me, what do you mean by that? But, now, because I've had men to show me what they meant by that, they just want to be able to use you, to keep using you, but not being responsible or attached to you in any way. Ladies, I hope you understand the message today. And I really hope that it helps someone. So the next time you hear a man say, can we still be friends? Tell him no and let it go. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I want to thank you for your comments and your letters. And if any of you have a question that you'd like for me to answer, my email address is in the description. And if you're looking for today's affirmation, the link is also in the description. I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. Thank you for your comments and your letters. And a very special thank you to those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best. And I really hope to see you next time.